I'm Hayley Weatherburn. I'm a mentor coach of self-guided empowerment, helping others discover their own way out of their depression and into the life that they've always dreamed or think that they deserve. I want to talk to you about two things that can keep you trapped in depression. Two areas that, if you can't move past this, it will keep you in that purgatory of being disconnected from life. And the first thing is shame. And I talk about this in other clips, but I just want to give you permission that there is nothing to be ashamed of. Shame keeps you, it's this ability not to be vulnerable. If you cannot speak your truth, no matter how weird, wacky, horrible, guilty, fearful of whatever it is, if you cannot communicate that through, that keeps this blockage, and that blockage is what keeps you disconnected from life. So the biggest thing you have to do is break through that shame. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, and that brings on courageous. You may be fearful of what other people will think, or fearful of why, that my life will never be the same as soon as I share this information with people, because, my parents will disown me, my partner will disown me, my kids won't like me, like whatever it is, there's a point where you need to get this information out because it's keeping you disconnected from everyone. So to do this, you need to find someone that you can speak to, maybe that doesn't know you fully, that doesn't know your past, that's not in your inner circle, because obviously if you haven't been able to share it with your friends and family, with your inner circle up until now, maybe it's a good idea to look for someone where you can they can just hear you without judgment and just hold you so that you can process whatever is going on for you and bring it out and verbalize. So that is something that I do with my mentoring clients. The second thing is, and it's along the same lines of this, so once you're breaking through that shame, communication. And communication is, I want you to imagine there's this constant flow of energy through us, right? Bear with me, this isn't hippie, this is just an analogy, right? So there's a constant flow of life force, life with us, when you think of it, I don't know why I'm getting this analogy, but when you think of a dead body, there's this shrinking. With a body that's alive, even if it's asleep or whatever, there's like an energy that's sort of holding it up and out, and it's giving this life force. So I want you to imagine this life force is going through us, in us and out us, and there's this flow. There's many different flows. And what happens is, when we don't communicate something, our truth or whatever, it has to get redirected within ourselves again. And if there's so much stuff that, and this happens over many, many, many lifetimes, or many, many times in our life, it ends up, if it always gets redirected and never gets this beautiful flow, it causes blockages in ourselves. And it causes us to become almost, if it's ultimate, this huge blockage of life force that is no longer connected without, because we haven't been able to speak our truth and communicate what's going on. And so when you break through the shame and start communicating your truth, this starts reinvigorating the life force within us and reinvigorating that connection between the rest of life. Now, it's really important that you find a space where you can fully communicate and acknowledge it's not going to be easy. This isn't a quick fix. It's about starting a new habit, a new process of how you go about life. Because obviously where you are right now, if you're experiencing the symptoms of depression or disconnection from your own life, what you've been doing up until now hasn't been working. So it's about time to try and do the thing that you've probably been preventing yourself from doing. So speaking your truth and sharing. And so those two things will ignite a new path and a new healing process, an empowering process of yourself out of depression. So that was breaking through shame. You don't have anything to be ashamed of. We are unique, amazing humans. We make mistakes. We do things that we You know, ultimately we are a loving, kind person, and the reason why you may be ashamed is because you're so concerned about what other people think. You have this heart that you don't want to hurt people. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to. There's this love, and that pureness of yourself is why you're feeling shamed, because you don't want to bring pain or hurt or anything to anyone else. But ultimately you're doing that to yourself. You're causing this disconnection. You're causing a disconnection between your loved ones, and not being able to speak your truth. You're not showing your full self. So it's really, really important. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We can do stupid things, where we can make stupid mistakes, but the only way out of this is through it. And find yourself someone that can mentor you or coach you through this, that will really help you. Now, I'm happy to do sessions with you, even just a 30-minute session, just to get you kick-started. Otherwise, I do have mentoring packages, and we can talk about that in a free session. But breaking through that shame and starting the communication, even if it's writing it down, those are the two things I really wanted to share with you. All right. Be kind to you on this journey, and have a beautiful day.